In this video, we discuss the classic superheroes comic book origins, as well as new information about the cast, location, story, and place in the DC universe. Blue Beetle is always able to survive. That fact is a curious part of the character's longevity. Charles Nicholas Witkowski created the character of Mystery Man in a simple costume for Fox Comics in 1939. His abilities, which were initially derived from a special pill like Hourman's, came to him through a sacred scarab. His unique blend of mysticism and daring earned him a radio series of his own. With the arrival of the 1950s and a sharp decline in audience interest in superheroes other than the DC Trinity of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, Fox sold Blue Beetle and all their characters to Charlton Comics, who would eventually reboot him as Ted Kord, a man who used his prowess for invention rather than a power-yielding scarab to give bad guys what for. Ted's first year in the spotlight lasted only a year before Charlton put its heroes on the shelf, eventually selling them to DC Comics. He, like many other Charlton heroes, inspired a Watchmen character, Night Owl II, but he also became a popular DC hero in his own right when the Charlton character was integrated into the DC universe, and he became a supporting character in the more comedic Justice League International. But like his predecessor, Ted's time had come to an end. He died an untimely death at the hands of an old ally, and after another DC crisis, a scarab similar to the original Blue Beetles appeared to bestow powers on a new character, a teenager named Jamie Reyes, who went on to find his own fame in the pages of a new Blue Beetle comic book and as a key supporting cast member in the animated Batman the Brave and the Bold series. He also became one of the heroes that various DC regimes have tried for nearly 20 years to bring to the big screen. And now, with August's Blue Beetle, a film that not only survived the turbulent last few years, but also ascended from a planned HBO Max debut, his time has come. How did the character accomplish this, and will his exploits matter in the ever-changing DC cinematic universe? Let's look at everything we know about Blue Beetle to see if the film marks the start of a bold, new DC hero film star. According to the trailer, the film will slightly age Jamie, leaving high school trappings for a different set of heroes, and relocate him and his family from El Paso, Texas, to the fictional Palmyra City, which was first introduced in the comic miniseries Blue Beetle Graduation Day, though portions of the film were shot in El Paso. However, many of the specifics remain the same. Jamie obtains control of a mysterious alien scarab. It bonds with him, as seen in the trailer's body horror scene, and gives him the ability to generate a super strong exoskeleton around his body. Aside from shielding him from outside threats, it also enables him to create various tools and weapons based on whatever he can imagine. He will, presumably, follow a familiar superhero journey's arc to learn his powers, reach an agreement with the artificial intelligence embedded in the scarab, and discover the true meaning of heroism. Beyond that, there will be a battle with Kord Industries, which wants the scarab for their own purposes, and possibly some legacy, as the company's antagonistic ways may be hiding a founder, Ted Kord, who would have been more sympathetic to Jamie. At the very least, we expect him to be sympathetic. Ted rarely, if ever, takes on a villainous persona. Whether the story takes place primarily in El Paso or Palmyra City, or both, there is a larger setting to consider: the DC multiverse. When it was first announced, the film was supposed to be part of former DC Films president Walter Hamada's plan to produce 2 big-budget films per year for HBO Max. These films would take place in a different part of the multiverse, far from the main reality of the feature films. The 2 films he set into motion were Blue Beetle and BATGIRL. The former was promoted to a full theatrical release in December 2021. Meanwhile, Hamada's multiverse concept reached a nadir with BATGIRL, as his Warner Bros. Discovery bosses shelved the nearly completed film entirely and hired new DC Studios co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran to build a consistent film universe while downplaying the multiverse. For Blue Beetle, this means that viewers will see a film that is largely disconnected from both the so-called DC Extended Universe and the DCU Gunn is constructing for 2025 and beyond. According to Gunn and Safran, Jamie's in-between status is meaningless. He could continue his hero's journey in the DCU. Of course, The timing of that return will be determined largely by box office receipts and other success metrics. Having said that, the film is set in a DC Comics universe, complete with Big Belly Burger, an in-universe burger chain that debuted in a 1988 issue of Adventures of Superman and has since appeared in the Arrowverse, various animated projects, and the short-lived DC sitcom Powerless. Cord Industries, a company that is usually robbed in its other screen stories, and the concept of superheroes. While we doubt any surprise cameos will appear in the film, expect things like the trailer's Batman reference. Cobra Kai's Xolo Maridueña plays Jamie Reyes, an inspired choice because he has both the physicality of the character and the overall vibe of a Mexican-American kid in his late teens. But Jamie is only one piece of the puzzle. His family has always been an important part of his Blue Beetle tenure. Belissa Escobedo plays Jamie's sister, Milagros. George Lopez plays Tio Rudy. Adriana Barraza plays Jamie's Nana. Elpidia Carrillo plays Mother Rocio. And Damian Alcazar plays Father Alberto. Building an authentic Mexican-American family with a variety of accents and experiences, as directed by Angel Manuel Soto, was an important part of bringing Jamie to the screen, and judging by the trailer, it appears they will get plenty of time to shine. Bruna Marquezine plays Jenny, or Penny Cord, who is described as Jamie's love interest, and Harvey Guillen will play an unspecified role. Meanwhile, the bad guys are played by Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord, a name that immediately makes us wonder if Ted isn't somewhere out there waiting for his chance to shine alongside Jamie. At the very least, the trailer confirms that Ted's superhero plane, the Bug, will be featured. Meanwhile, Raul Trujillo as Carapax the Indestructible Man aids Victoria's forces. Although introduced in 1986, the character was originally intended to be an adversary of the Golden Age Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett, before becoming a robot. Long story, but it is unclear whether the film will acknowledge all of Blue Beetle's history. However, legacy is an important aspect of many DC heroes, and it would be nice for a film to incorporate that sense of history. Angel of the Charm City Kings, the director is Manuel Soto. The script was written by Gareth Dunnett Alcocer, and the film was produced by DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran and John Rickard. Zev Foreman, Garrett Grant, and David Siegel serve as executive producers. Pavel Pogorzelski is the director of photography, with production designer John Billington, costume designer Maes C. Rubio, and editor Craig Alpert. The film is set to be released on August 18, 2023, the same date it has held since it was elevated to the status of a theatrical film, demonstrating once again how well Blue Beetle endures. It's a true rarity when the DC film calendar shifts as frequently as it does, and hopefully it indicates a future for Jamie, his family, and possibly even Ted Cord. Well, that's it. For now, we bring an end to this video, but we will come back with some new and interesting videos in the future. Till then, make sure that you like our video, and do share your views and opinions with us in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel to get updated with the latest news and reviews on all your favorite TV shows and movies from us regularly. And do not forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.